Hi guys, doing the weekly check-in, the midweek check-in, the Lionsgate. Um, and I'm going to do this reading differently than I normally do readings because what I'm going to do is pull energies for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine with two different decks. Plus I'm going to use Oracle cards to kind of get an overall energy. But the reason why I want to do it this way is because I want to show you guys how we are like mirroring each other so much right now. And if you're not seeing the mirroring happening in 3D, and this reading is for all twin flames, whether you're in separation, semi-separation, or you're in union together. So take what resonates with you. Make sure you're not subscribing to something. Again, like I said in the video I did earlier today, make sure you're not subscribing to a belief system that does not resonate with you or you're not feeling, okay? So first I'm going to get the energy of an overall energy for Divine Feminine. And this can be even like a timeless reading, you know, it doesn't have to be right now. We're going through these eclipses and all of the awakenings that are going on, all of the vibrations that we're opening up new portals, we're changing dimensions, we're shifting to a higher level of consciousness right now. And these eclipses, the energy happens for 6 months. So things could play out today, things could play out next week, things could play out 6 months from now. Just what I really want everybody to remember is to stay in a high vibration, or as high of a vibration, because I know, like, I'm so back and forth right now. The shifting is crazy. Like midday, I'm exhausted and I have to take a nap. Like, I mean, I just do. So if you're kind of feeling that, make sure you're really resting yourself. If you have to kind of stop working in the middle of the day and take like a 5-minute breather, go outside. Okay, so we have two energies for the Divine Feminine. We have Rebuild. This is the Tower in the traditional tarot. And we have Shine, which is the Sun in the traditional tarot. So, and this is kind of what I mean. The clarity of things, structures breaking down, belief systems breaking down. I know that there's so much karmic activity that I have going on right now. Even like childhood issues coming back up and surfacing. I actually got to spend a little bit of time with my twin a couple of weeks ago, and we completed, and I think we did together, but I did a lot of purging that week and completed an entire cycle of my life where the abandonment issues I had as a child really came to surface. And it was amazing how I was able to like look at him and see that I was treating him in the same kind of wounded child way that I felt my father made me feel like back when I was 8 years old. So really a lot of lessons that I've had to learn about myself, about worthiness and bringing things up. This is everything collapsing and kind of being woke. You know, the Divine Feminine is really like waking up right now to belief systems. And again, like what I've been saying, you know, don't subscribe to being in a cookie cutter system, because that's not what this is. You know, we are constantly shifting and we're constantly evolving. And right now is a really big evolution time. So pretty big energies for the Divine Feminine right now. Let's see what's going on with the Divine Masculine energies. And also remember that this is kind of a yin-yang within yourself. You know, you have Divine Masculine. If you're Divine Feminine watching this, you have Divine Masculine energies. If you're Divine Masculine watching this, you have Divine Feminine energies. So find what resonates in this reading. Let's get one more since the Divine Feminine got two. Just feeling it. Right. See? We have synchronicities here. So we have a 6 and a 7. Believe and succeed and choose your battles. So we have the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. And to me, it's almost as if the minor arcana here are mirroring the major arcana here. Right? So boundaries, waking up, believing that things are going to be okay, believing that success is on the way, but also really, really, really keeping yourself very grounded and stable, and keeping your boundaries up, and making sure that you're choosing the right battles, that you're fighting the right battles, that you're working with what resonates with you, and not subscribing to a belief system that is not resonating with you. Okay? So let's see. So we're going to do divine feminine energies. Let's see what is in. Let's just do the headspace, heart space, environment. We'll do it like I do the divine masculine readings. Headspace, heart space, environment, and the energy we'll do between the two of you. Okay? So the divine feminine, and I'm using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquis for the divine feminine. Divine feminine headspace. Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands. And this is kind of what I've been talking about. You know, the struggle. And then at the bottom of the deck, I just want to show everybody, is the Ten of Swords. So the divine feminine is so done fighting the battle, right? You're so done fighting the battle. And it's like, you have to know that the feeling that you're having right now, the exhaustion and the not wanting to do it and the breaking of everything down and the clarity that you're receiving through all of this is happening. It's divine timing, right? Things are actually happening in your favor, whether you want to believe it or not. Try not to fight yourself. Try not to guard yourself against the world, you know, because this Ten of Swords energy, right behind it is the Eight of Pentacles. I'm not going to pick these, but I just wanted you guys to know that the feeling that everything is totally done and over and completely feeling devastated, that feeling is going away. You know, this is a 10. This is a completion. And as is the Wheel of Fortune, that's a 10. 10s are completions, right? And being in this cycle, you have to learn the lessons of the breakdown. You have to learn the lessons that sometimes we have to completely break down to be rebuilt, right? You have to completely break down to be rebuilt. So the headspace, you know, try and stay in the mindset that the fight that you're on right now, it's not going to be forever. And to just keep on chugging along, right? Just keep on chugging along. I know that sounds so simple for me to say, but it's hard. I mean, even every single day, I have to remind myself to just keep pushing forward and keep moving forward and keep moving on. So let's see what's in the Divine Feminine's heart space. We have the World. So right after the Wheel of Fortune, we have the World, right? So you're in the middle of the cycle, and in your heart, you know that you are completing cycles. You are finishing, you are learning a lot of lessons and really having to purge old habits, and old habits die hard, right? It's really hard to purge habits sometimes. So the Divine Feminine heart space, and this is why, you know, I mean, there's a lot of disappointment and a lot of regret from the past. But you don't want to stay in the Five of Cups energy. I understand that right now a lot of people are really sad and a lot of people are really purging their sadness, and that's okay to do. It is not weak to cry, you know. That's an old belief system. That's a program. That's a programmed belief system. It is okay to cry. It is okay to purge. And as you do that purging, remember that you still have 2 cups that you're holding here. And to me, always with the 5 of cups, the 2 cups this guy's holding, that's the 2 of cups. That's the soulmate connection. That's the love connection, right? You still have that love connection. Even though you feel like things are ending and you're having to go into a whole new cycle of life, it's evolution at its best, really. So let's see what's going on in the environment, because a lot of times when we are going through these cycles in our head and in our heart, it plays out in the environment. So let's see what's going on in the environment for the Divine Feminine. King of Pentacles, Divine Feminine environment, they're like, I don't want to say what's in my environment. We need secrets too, right? No. Let's pull that. There we go. So this could be your Divine Masculine, or maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's a karmic soulmate. But the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. And the thing here is, a lot of it, I feel like the Divine Feminine is also getting in touch with her Divine Masculine part of her, the yin and yang, right? There could be somebody in your environment that really wants to make you feel good. It could be your Divine Masculine. It could be somebody else who has just kind of like showed up and you're like, okay, this is what I resonate with. This is what makes me feel good. And now you're moving in that direction. Just remember, I really, truly want you to remember within yourself that following your soul right now, your higher self is leading you on your path. You know, we constantly fight our higher selves as a 3D, because sometimes it's like, no, but I want to go this way. Your 3D self wants to go the direction of the Divine Masculine. Your Divine Masculine that you have been going on this journey with. Your 3D self really wants to like resonate with that and subscribe to that belief. But if your higher self is saying, no, you need to disengage right now, and we have another path for you in order for you to learn more lessons about yourself and to really get back to this 10 of Cups, right? Really get back to that 10 of Cups. And if there's somebody in your environment that wants to give you this 10 of Cups, I'm going to say, move the way that your soul is feeling, is like pushing you to move. I'm not saying to give up on the twin flame journey. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying do what resonates with you. Don't put yourself in a cookie cutter box, because that's not what this is all about, right? I mean, I don't know how many ways I can say that. So let's see what's going on in the Divine Masculine. Believe and succeed and choose your battles. So I feel like they are kind of putting up their boundaries in order for them to be successful. And so the energy that's surrounding them, if you're blocked in any way from your Divine Masculine's energy, it's because they're following their soul as well. And in order for them to believe and succeed, sometimes they have to pull back and move in a different direction, just like the Divine Feminine does. We just kind of take it personally. You know, it has nothing to do with us. Their karma, their lessons they have to learn separately from us it has everything to do with what their journey is and what their path is. And a lot of times I have to tell Divine Feminines in personal readings that I do for them, don't concern yourself so much with what he's going through in his journey. You know, I'm actually seeing myself resonate in both sides of this already. Like, I haven't even pulled the tarot cards for the Divine Masculine side yet, energy yet. but I'm seeing that I'm putting up boundaries in order for me to succeed. I'm seeing that there are old systems of belief that are breaking down in my divine feminine side in order for me to gain clarity and to really open myself up, right? Okay, so let's see what's going on in the headspace of the divine masculine. So we have karma. Oh, and I'm using the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan for the divine masculine. I know everybody always asks me and I always forget to tell you what cards I'm using. So we have judgment and we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups to me is the union card. It's also can speak, yes, about third-party situations. It's also about finding your soul tribe and resonating with your soul tribe. And I want you to notice here that we have the Wheel of Fortune and we have Judgment. So we have the Wheel of Fortune on the divine feminine side and Judgment. This is basically the same karmic activity that's happening. You both are recognizing and realizing your karma, maybe in different ways, right? But it's still happening. It's still all about divine timing. It's still about the universe and the stars aligning in order for union to come together. And the thing is if there has been a third-party situation, the divine masculine is recognizing that that's not really the honorable way to go, or the way that the universe wants it to work out. They have to deal with their karmic partner before, or you have to deal with your karmic partner before any kind of union can come together. So this Three of Cups can go many different ways. But in their headspace, there's like this realization that they do have to set up boundaries and they do have to be fully, and completely aware. And also with the Sun card and Judgment here. The Sun card on the divine feminine side and Judgment. I mean, this is all about gaining clarity and taking action on that gained clarity, right? But, the Nine of Wands is setting up boundaries with the divine feminine, as is the Seven of Wands over here, setting up boundaries with the divine masculine. Okay, so let's see what's in the divine masculine's heart space. All right, we'll take all three. So we have the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So completion, right? He's deciding to walk away from something, or deciding that, something is over. There's this, what goes around comes around. On the divine feminine side, it's the World. On the divine masculine side, it's the Ten of Swords. And we did see the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck for the divine feminine when I was looking there. But there's this decision in his heart that he's made to really look within and to really make sure that he knows that things have to end. Whether that is the relationship or the connection with the divine feminine, that it has to end in the 3D, so in order for them to gain more clarity and knowledge, or it ending things with a karmic partner. But definitely having boundaries. I feel like there's so many boundaries that have been put up between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. It's like no more BS, right? I'm not going to live in a BS kind of world anymore. I know what my emotions mean to me, but it's, the divine masculine is really like, what is it that I need to walk away from, and needing to make that active choice in order to do that and to guide him further. Right? It's almost like, and we have the Five of Cups here and the Eight of Cups here. So the divine feminine here is still kind of ruminating on the past and really disappointed about it. And I want you to notice that the divine masculine has added to those emotions, added 3 more cups to those emotions, but he's decided to walk away from that baggage and to not hang on to that emotional bullshit anymore. And he's coming to the end of a cycle of feeling really, really devastated right now. you know, and this might as well just be the Tower energy, which is on the divine feminine side. See how it's mirroring back and forth? Yes, it's in like different spaces, but in like an overall sense, you can see where certain aspects of your guys' lives are really mirroring each other, whether you're in contact or not. And like, to be totally honest, I haven't been in a lot of contact with my divine masculine this week. So I don't know what's going on in his life. I mean, very limited contact this week because I needed a vacation. I needed a break for a couple of days, right? So let's see. I feel like my cards are like, there we go. I'm like, they're so upside down. So let's see what's going on in the divine masculine's environment. I feel like the environment is actually going to look different for both energies. I feel like the divine feminine is coming into a place of feeling happier and feeling more abundant. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, because the divine masculine has the Page of Cups. I didn't think that this would be mirroring because I feel like the divine feminine, we're all purging, and the Eight of Swords, but the divine masculine is purging in a different way. You really want attention, huh? Hi, you're so pretty. I know. Hi, you're so pretty. I know. Lay down. Now he just wants to. You would think he was a puppy. Here. Oh, okay. Yes, I know. It's so exciting. So exciting. Okay. So, the divine masculine wants to be more fulfilled, and he's really up in his head about it. And I feel like this is kind of like an agonizing state right now. You know, Page of Cups and the Eight of Swords. That's not fun. This isn't a fun place to be in. And I do feel like it's like he's kind of trying to figure out, do I offer to the divine feminine? Do I kind of sit back and wait for things to happen? But we have two eights here, Eight of Cups and Eight of Swords on the divine masculine side. And it's like, what goes around comes around. As above, so below. What you sow, you shall reap, right? So he's recognizing that he's not fulfilled in life, and it's really getting up in his head, right? It's really getting up in his head. And he may even be seeing that the divine feminine could be moving on or something of that sort, but he could also may not be seeing how much he actually makes the divine feminine happy, like how much joy he actually brings to the divine feminine. And if he's not seeing that, then there's a lot of purging that's going on. And I do feel like that's why the boundaries are up, is because he's having to purge a lot of really old energy that's no longer resonating with him, right? Okay, so let's get a couple of cards. See, I'll get 2 cards from this deck and 2 cards from the other deck to see what the energy is between the divine masculine and the divine feminine right now. Well, howdy do, right? The Lovers pops out. So the connection is real, and it's still strong. It's still there. It's not going anywhere. I think that this is one of the biggest things, and I think that you need to be very, very honest with yourself, right? The divine feminine still feels the connection, and I think that that you need to remember that with the moon. I don't think that you're outwardly showing it. I feel like a lot of this energy is going to kind of explode after the next solar eclipse that we have with the new moon in Leo. But what I really, really want everybody to remember right now is, even if you're not being honest with your divine masculine about the connection, be honest with yourself. Make sure you're, again, subscribing to your own belief system and you're resonating with what you feel is right. Even if things are changing in your environment, even if you feel like your higher self is kind of taking you in a different direction, in order for you to heal more and learn more about yourself, maybe you need to have a karmic partner. Who knows? You know, I mean, you wrote your own soul contract. The thing is we have to listen to ourselves to know what that soul contract is, because everybody asks me, Betsy, what's my soul contract? Well, I can tell you what lessons you're learning in your soul contract with my soul lesson reading that I have. But when it comes down to it, really listening to yourself and listening to how you feel about situations and where you're coming from, that's how you know what's in your soul contract. So again, spend time with yourself. Spend a lot of time with yourself so you can know what that voice is and hear it, right? Okay, so let's see energy between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So the Queen of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, which is interesting because we have the King of Pentacles over here. Page of Swords and Six of Cups. I want you to recognize that there are a lot of major arcanas going on over here and then minor arcanas over here. But the really interesting thing is the minor arcanas are like mirroring what the major arcanas are saying. Because this is being honest with yourself about the connection. But it's more of a minor arcana way, right? Because the Page of Swords is that truth-telling, that honesty. And the Six of Cups is that connection, that past life connection, that soulmate connection, that deep down connection that you cannot deny. Being brutally honest with yourself. It's just very interesting, the shift of how this is happening. It's like the divine masculine knows it's there and feels it and feels that connection and knows it's there. But because he's in a state of lack, of feeling like he's lacking in some way, and the divine feminine is coming out of that state of feeling like they're lacking in some way and moving on with their life and wanting to be happy and stable and feeling secure. And that's why I said I have a feeling that it's playing out differently in the 3D. It's playing out differently in the environment, right? Because the divine feminine is going towards that happiness and the divine masculine is still feeling that sense of lack. And so, of course, it would show up in more of a minor arcana way where he's completing cycles, but she's really, really starting new ones. It's like she's not going to let the energy of this Five of Cups, this woe is me state, hold her back. Whereas he's still trying to decide, what do I walk away from, right? And I've had comments like, we're always talking about how the divine masculine has a choice to make and he has to walk away from things, yada, 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 which is totally true. It is a cycle though. And you have to know that we're constantly walking away from emotional baggage and we're constantly having new cycles and we're constantly having new beginnings. You just have to be consciously aware of what your new beginning is and what cycle it is that you're completing. It's not going to be the same for everybody. Remember that. But I think it's very interesting how it's like major arcana versus minor arcana. Like he has one major arcana here, and that's judgment. Like a call to action in his head, you know, like it's time to start my journey. It's time to really be in this. And being very aware. And this is also about being consciously awake, right? Being totally consciously awake. So take heart in knowing that he is coming to a very harsh truth about what this connection is. And keep guiding yourself and don't lose faith in yourself first and foremost, because the twin flame connection starts with you, you know, and not believing that you have to be in union. I actually recently have had several, inadvertently, I've had several people say, oh, union is close for you, like mediums, clairvoyants, and even a good friend of mine who does Reiki healing on me. She even said that she felt my higher self tell her that. And I was just like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't get readings on purpose. Like, I don't have other people read me. So this all came from like third party sources. Like, I didn't ask to know the information. So I know that, and it kind of like got me up in my head, and I'm like, oh my God, well, if we're supposed to be in union, why isn't it happening? Well, blah, 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 blah. I still have a lot of karma I have to deal with. So does he. But the thing is it got me up in my head, and I started thinking about it, and I was just like, I don't want to know the timeline, because I know that I can collapse that timeline and make it new, you know, make something new. If I keep clearing and I keep doing stuff, then that timeline can shorten or it can get longer. It doesn't, I mean, there's no guarantee of 100% anything in this lifetime, right? The only guarantee you have is of yourself and how you feel about yourself. I've had so many lifetimes with my twin flame, so many past lifetimes with my twin flame. And so I know that it may not happen again in this lifetime, because I've also been a healer and a teacher in other lifetimes too. So, I mean, I am firmly believing that time is fluid. It could be in this lifetime. Being in union soon could mean my next lifetime. Who knows? You know, because we can't like sit on a clock and wait for our twin flame to be ready. What we can do is really work on ourselves, and we can be ready. And that's, you know, all it takes. Raise your vibration. I know it sounds so easy, right? But really just raising your vibration and believing in yourself first and foremost, and being honest. Being honest with yourself. What does this relationship mean to you? What does this energy, because this is an energy. What does that energy mean to you? It's not going to be the same for everyone. What does this energy mean to you? If it's something that just drags you down, don't subscribe to that belief system that you have to be drugged into, you know, into sadness. You get to be happy. You don't have to struggle every single day. Right? You don't have to struggle every single day. So be totally, totally honest, and know that they understand what the connection is too. Their higher self, the energy between the two of you, they understand the connection too, right? Okay, my lovelies. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, all of that information is on my website, fearlessintuition.net. I will be in Austin, Texas next Friday. Yeah, it's like a week and a half. I'm so excited. I love Texas. I haven't been in years. So I'm really excited to be down there. The Eventbrite link is below. The tickets are $45. So check that out. It's 3 hours. We get to hang out for 3 hours, and you can ask me, like, it's open. Ask me anything you want to. If you get the tickets through Eventbrite, it will be $10 cheaper. So keep that in mind. And I love you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys for the next reading. Bye.